tired. Still kind of want to go to bed. I don't really want to be awake right now. But, what's going on, guys? It's Ishto here, and today I'm bringing you another video. As you can tell by the title of the video, it says ter Terrain Forge Tutorial. You know, it's something, all right. Now, what I'll be showing you how to do in this video is how to make terrain on barrens. Basically, things that are Sanghelios related, or something that can kind of be used for barrens. Some of the videos for this week will be basically small forge tutorials on how to build certain things on for certain type of maps, and then I will be having videos coming out on how to build Covenant structures, or well, better yet, like hallways and things like that, and how I've done that in case you don't want to use a prefab and you want to make your own type of Covenant looking thing. But anyways, sorry I didn't upload any more last week. It was just 3 Destiny videos. Destiny 2 has kind of taken up a lot of my time. The new expansion, DLC is very entertaining. I forgot how to play Forge. Oh god, help me. Let's just put this in Dust Storm. But yeah, I've been working on my characters on that game, seeing all the new stuff, and I just want to say it's really fun, and it's bringing some life back into Destiny. But anyways, let's get into this. Now, the only thing we've seen from Sanghelios in campaign was the Vadam state itself. The Vadam state is part desert and green lands and things like that, where there's trees, bunch of rocks, high mountains, and things like that. And I think the book, Halo book, Cull Protocol, or some, I might be thinking of the wrong book. It actually describes what the Vadam Keep looks like, and 343 did a good job replicating it. It's surrounded by rivers, it's up in the mountains, it's up in like high places, and I'm very thankful that 343 was able to do something like that. Now, what I normally like to do, well, as I've told a lot of you, is that I normally forge just free-handed. I just forge and forge until something comes up out of what I'm building. I never plan my maps out. Things just kind of go a certain way, and whenever it does, it just kind of comes out the way that I want it to. So for me right now, me trying to explain to you how to build a Sanghelios map is not easy for me to do. Hello, that's my alarm. Because I forgot to turn that off. Dadgummit! Shut up. Alright, there we go. Anyways, let's get back to this. Alright. So what I normally like to do, because Sanghelios, a lot of things are like up on high cliffs, things like that, I like to just kind of make something like this. Just kind of make a nice little high place. If you're gonna have like a nice little barren desert, you can, like, it's got a good cliff. And now the hard part is to get the land mass that you want for your location up here, to try to get it the way that you like. Now for me right now, just because I'm going to save time on blocks, I'm not going to fully utilize the rock stacking up thing, so I can show you fully what I want to show you. Now, from my understanding of Sangheli culture and how things are designed on Sanghelios, due to what I saw in campaign, a lot of it seems to be like ancient rocks. Like, a lot of their buildings and things like that are very old. They're not new at all. They're like ancient, and if there's anything that's new, it's probably during the time that the Sangheli were in the Covenant. And one of the things I like about the Sangheli is just their designs of their temples and things like that. As you can tell by one of my aesthetic maps, I have a nice little Sanghelios map. My controller batteries are low. We'll get to that. I'll fix that whenever the time comes to fix it. But again, Sanghelios is probably one of the most interesting places that I would love. If I could visit, I would. But according to Halo lore, or at least old Bungie lore, is that the Sanghelios homeworld, the gravity is much stronger than our planet, and we would probably die. If we tried to step foot on their planet, we would definitely die. How does a Spartan 4 stand there? Don't ask me. That's 343 making up their own stuff. But basically, what you want to try to have for a Sanghelios looking area is kind of have like these high cliffs. Like a lot of Sanghelios that we saw in campaign, and until we see more in the future, if 343 allows us that with more views of Sanghelios, try to make something that's like a cavern-esque looking area. What I liked about the stuff in the campaign is that it was very interesting to see that you were outside and then you went into like this little cave, and it's like, ooh, where am I going? Because it kind of gave you that feel of exploration that kind of Comedy Evolved gave a little bit in Halo 1 on the second mission. Well, for me it did that. I don't know if I'd pet anybody else, but you kind of want to have these like tall cliffs. They're not really connecting, but there's not enough of a gap for like basically sunlight if needed at some point for it to come through here. Now, the most interesting thing about Sanghelios' design for rocks is that some of them have this weird design where the rocks kind of just go out like this, and then there's some like weird, how do I explain it? How do I explain those rocks on Sanghelios? I'm trying to find the best way to explain what they look like. I have no idea how to explain it. Whew. I've never tried to explain Sanghelios' rocks before. Well, I'll do the best that I can, what I can show, but yeah. So one of the things that about some things I've saw in campaign was how some of these rocks were. There was some of these weird flat areas that kind of went into like a pointed shape. So it'd kind of point itself out, and it was a like neat little unique design that I don't think I've actually seen in real life. It just made and if it is like a design to some type of nature in real life, then I actually want to see it. Oop. Move the wrong rock. But anyways, see if I can just get this right here. Alright. Then we'll pull out a smaller rock to try to give it the more pointier effect that Sanghelios has. Now all these aren't going to be flat directly on top of each other. They're going to be kind of elevated over one another to make it more natural Sanghelios looking. Now, I'm rushing my stuff. This is me forge rushing and trying to explain. I do better whenever I'm not basically on a time limit to not make like a 20 or 30-minute long video. I normally do better, but yeah. I do see someone's watching me on Mixer. How you doing? Showing how to make Sanghelios natural terrain. Or just Sanghelios in general. Now the rocks that I remember seeing in campaign, they have this weird little, like, nice looking design here where it kind of, it's layer and then like curves in, comes out, curves in, comes out, to where it's kind of like, it's like this got a little ledge here and then it curves in here and then it comes out. and then it curves in there and comes out. And it's a nice little design that I liked with how Sanghelios looked in campaign. It was unique. Again, I don't think I've seen terrain look like that in real life, so when I saw it, I was like, oh, that looks pretty neat. But you just want to keep repeating the same pattern. Try to keep these at the same angle. Not all of these are going to be kind of at an even point. What I'd like to do is probably curve this a little bit more so it kind of goes more pointed and it starts to slowly slant down in a different direction. Trying to make sure there's not a gap there though, because that will make the map look a little wonky. Now you want to probably let this have like a nice thick layer under here. Kind of also try to get this to come back to right about back here to make sure that it, like the rock kind of goes all the way around. Now if you have a map where you can't go over that direction, I wouldn't worry too much about putting stuff on this side. Unless you really want to have that nice little design thing going on to where people can see the entire map. I like to do that with some of my stuff. A lot of my open world maps, I try to make the entire map look good, even on the outside, to give people the feel that it's not just a closed area, there's more to explore. Like my open world Sanghelios map. And I want to explain something real quick about the open world Sanghelios map. The reason why it's a big flat desert wasteland is because it's basically the way that it is. If I could have done more editing to it, I would have had more caverns and things like that around the map. That was my first attempt at building a Sanghelios designed world. And to be honest, I was not mad. Let me duplicate. Anyways, there we go. Now, whenever you have these rocks coming out like this, you kind of want it to look like it's layered, that it's not all completely curved. Make sure these rocks are kind of like has this little, again, out, kind of has this out in and then comes out again, to keep like a little extra design there, so that way it looks a little bit more unique and it keeps the feel of Sanghelios kind of there. I'm gonna put this here to have a little bit more right here to make sure that this looks like it's the way it's supposed to be. Let's keep the shorter edge here. And there we go. And that's how you make one of those little outcroppings. Now you could put some more stuff down there if you wanted to, but that's all I'm putting right there for now. Now if you wanted to have like a little archway, what I would normally do is I just like a full-on arch, I just put a column. I just take a column, put it right here, put it right about here or something like that. Not that one because that one's too freaking large. But anyways, put that right there. Adds a little bit extra something to the map. It's not the best looking thing. Again, I'm forge rushing myself. I'm not moving. I'm not. Rippity rippity do. Alright, well, I'm back. There we go. Sorry. Again, I said the controller battery was going to die at some point. Anyways. Moving on to more Sanghelios. Now, if you have one of those maps that's basically for like a cool little screenshot, I would probably just slowly crop this into one direction, and this way kind of just try to give the illusion that there's more back here. Like how some forgers do. Basically, it just kind of curves around this direction. And let's try to get it that way so you can see what I mean. Now I'm going to show off a Sanghelios map later this week. That isn't really, it's more of like something for clans that are Sangheli related. If you're not familiar with the military clan community, it's sometimes it's pretty god-awful, help us all, but sometimes it's okay. Now what we're going to work on, we're going to work on a Sangheli statue, or basically something that you would see from campaign. Now, know how I normally start these things. I normally start off, and yes, the video says terrain, but again, Sanghelios, it may look like Sanghelios, but a lot of Sanghelios has a lot of things all over the map, a lot of nice little designed areas, and other like neat little things like that. So what we're going to do is spawn one of these in, and then we're going to go to Sangheli, and one of these. Now, what I put this at, I put all these at sand, which for me right now it says floors reference. That's what this is. That's the color. Just find the color. This is sand here. You put it to 2. And then what you're going to do is you're going to switch it to stone. And that gives it this nice little rock effect. It matches with the statue. It's not different from the statue. It gives it a good little match. We'll go ahead and group that right there and move that over here. Now the reason why I'm making a statue is because we're going to make terrain around it, so that way you know what to do when you do it. And it's not, you don't have something weird looking going on. If I can figure out which one I used last time. Nope, it's got to be a lot bigger than that. Alright. There we go. Alright, I'm going to put that right there. Now, the tricky part to a lot of this is to get the statue and this place into a position to where it doesn't look awkward or weird. You're also going to need to have a Sangheli entrance. Not the small one, you need the largest one. And what that will be used for is to just put this here, to give it more of a little extra design, kind of copy what you see in campaign. Apparently I didn't grab that. Whoops. We'll raise that up, and we'll put some, some stuff around here, and I'll show you how to do that. Now we will fix this up to where this isn't just like this. And if you're still with the video, I thank you for continuing watching, because this video is pretty long. Again, I don't normally do this. This is, I'm not used to making Forge tutorials. Now, one of my favorite rocks I like to use, if I could find it, it's a nice flat looking rock. It's got basically, here it is, this rock here. This rock here, in my opinion, is kind of perfect for making like a little ramp up to something. What I mean by that is that you can kind of put it like this, and it's got this nice little rugged area on one side, and it kind of gives a nice little, rough rock area where it's kind of like it's not smooth to where it looks like a player placed it here, but it looks like it's kind of rough, and you can kind of still walk up it or something. And then what I'll do is, for the other side, is I'll put this over here, and then I'll put maybe this right here. Now again, what we're going to do is we're going to use our nice little designer thing here again. We're going to put the flat rocks over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that these ones are a little bit on here. Because Sangheli, from my point of view, and like, well, what they do is that they carve everything out of the rocks around their planet. So you kind of gotta give this illusion that this is carved in here. Now, what I would like to do, because these rocks have this little white, like lighter area at the end here. As you can see, you can tell the difference with there's 2 rocks here. Raise it up a little bit. Yes, you can tell that there's 2 rocks here, but it blends a little bit better than that last bit that was there that was put, if we put this one down a little bit more. But now, you're going to take these rocks and just do kind of what we did to the other thing over there. Kind of just, make this little outcropping. And what you're going to do is you're going to have this actually come out a little bit more than my mind just kind of went blank and died, I'm sorry. Again, when we're doing this, you want to try to make, let it have a little bit this under area here. Kind of let it have this, as if this part needs to hide or something like that. And then we'll continue to just do this here. And we'll... Now, my voice just went, "Ooh, hello." I'm sorry. But anyways. Now what we're going to do next, we're going to put down sand. Some more terrain. I don't know why I just didn't go to the right. Now, what this will do is, the sand, it will give us the place to put down grass, place to put down our foliage, so that way Sanghelios is not just a wasteland of rocks. Not enough physical space, excuse me. Those are fighting words. But now what you need to do is make sure that the sand isn't all completely like crazy placed. Sand is, again, not going to be like in a perfect oval shape like what a lot of people do on some maps. You kind of want to give it more of a give it a unique little style, kind of like this. I like these rocks here because they don't fully give that they don't fully give the the sand this huge, like, weird oval shaping looks almost everywhere. It kind of gives you this like nice little natural terrain looking pieces. Now, one of the things that I don't remember what I did on my last Sanghelios map is how I actually built this little statue area. I don't remember exactly how I built it, so it's not going to be exactly like how it was on my aesthetic map with all the stuff that's there. So when we get to this more, I'll try to explain what I did. Now, with rocks like this, especially foliage around things like this, kind of like in campaign, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to put some small types of foliage down. Like a little bit of these vines, not Baron's vines, let's go to alpines. Sanghelios, not those vines. Okay. Never mind, not alpine. Let's go to title then. Don't know which. Let's just go to all. Let's just go to vines in general, or is it ivy? Nope. Can't find it. There it is. It's in title. Okay, well, there we go. We're not going to grab those ones. We want the ones with the leaves. The ones with the leaves, what we're going to do is we're going to turn them like this. And kind of take off that little extra rotation thing there. And kind of just have them coming out of the rocks. Kind of give them the effect that they're growing from the rocks, that they're, you know, they're coming out. They're not fully, to give a nice little. It just helps Sanghelios look more like Sanghelios, and it's not just a desert, barren, dead area. Now to hide a lot of stuff, my brain just died. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hide what stuff? One of the bushes you will use is also these. It gives you you can kind of put it around here. I noticed in campaign that a lot of these bushes and things like that are kind of just around, like rocks like these, and they're around, like, they're kind of near big structures and whatever else, and it gives Sanghelios this nice little feel that there's more life to the planet, and it's not just what is kind of like with the forge on here. Now you can put a variety of a few other bushes down if you want to, but I like to use these ones and sometimes this one here to kind of give more variety. And then we'll take this. Give a little rough rock around here. Now delete that. I put that there as kind of like a placeholder. And what you want to do is take a little bit of a ramp, maybe. Just kind of have this right here. Have this kind of piled up. There we go. So now you have a nice little rugged area right here. We'll put a little bit of sand up here. Now, the one thing about these flat bits is try to use one that's a little bit thick, so that way it's not too, how do I explain this? Like, make sure it's thick, so that way it's kind of like, it kind of makes a hill, and it kind of adds a little bit more design, and it's not super, just a repeated thing kind of going on. And it will add a little bit more diversity to the map, and it will make your map look a little bit better if you're trying to make a Sanghelios looking designed map. And what we're going to do is we're going to put down grass. You know, Sanghelios does have grass. It does exist. Now, certain areas, depending on where you're placing it, depends on how much you should put down. Something like this. It's kind of like a little bit around here. It needs to be spaced out. Not like too much, not too little. Let's try to find. I like this grass because it kind of curves, so it lets you do something like this to kind of put it around here. It lets you put it around. It gives you a good thing to put it around something that's kind of a curved area, especially this rock right here, where it's kind of, because it's kind of curved here and it kind of curves out here and gives you that nice little trying to explain it, you know, a nice little cradle around wherever you're putting the grass at. Keep the grass kind of small here. Yeah, kind of do something like this, and I'll have what you... Okay. Sorry, that screen popped up. That's what happens whenever either the stream would go on pause or whatever else. Anyways. But that's kind of how you put that grass and stuff down. I'm not going to do more. I'm going to let people be a little bit more unique and kind of... again, Sanghelios, its terrain is random in other places. Not all bits of Sanghelios is probably going to look the same. But, you know, that's kind of how it's going to be. And I'm going to end the video here. I apologize. I was going to show more, but as you can see right here, the screen is frozen. But what I mean by show more is what I'm going to put behind the statue. And I guess a lot of people can also figure out how to do more stuff on their own. Because copying everything one other person does, like, leaves out the uniqueness of what a person can do. But again, I'm sorry that the screen froze right here, and I was going to do a little bit more. But again, this video is 30 minutes long, so I'm going to have to end it. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. There is going to be a image on the middle of the screen for you to hit subscribe. There will be on the right side a link to the previous video that has been uploaded on my channel. And on the left, we have a playlist for all of my Halo 5 Forge maps. If you enjoy this little Forge tutorial, then you will enjoy the rest of the maps that I have to show you. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.